So here's a follow-up to the video I did yesterday, which was titled, Am I the A-hole for telling my partner I don't want to get engaged until we fix our intimacy issues? As a recap, that's about the guy's with his girlfriend for just 2 years, nothing much, and she's 27, he's 30, and she is bugging the hell out of him about getting married. Why? Because she's so deeply in love with him? No. Because all her friends are getting engaged or getting married, and obviously she wants her turn about this. Meanwhile, guess what? They're hooking up at best once a month. They're young, and she claims that she has libido issues, even though there's no medical or doctors confirming this. And she's pressuring him into getting married. And this guy said, I'm not ready yet, and certainly we got to work on our intimacy issues and bedroom issues before we can consider getting married. And of course, she blamed him, saying he's holding the relationship hostage and all these nasty things because he's like, look, you want me to marry you, I need to get some. And obviously, and I made it clear, you cannot be with her because for multiple reasons. One, if she's giving it to you once a month, I guarantee at 27 years old, she's getting it someplace else. You're probably the nice guy she settled for. Number two, you're not compatible. She wants to get married she doesn't want a marriage, she wants a wedding. To be the big star and all her friends are doing it, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't care about you. You're in totally different paths. You can't be together. And just to show you, I'm going through a bunch of comments here that show that by and large, everyone in the comments actually said the same thing. It's completely siding with what I say and all that. And guys, I use these channels to teach, help guys learn things as well as entertain guys. You can't be with some gal that clearly 2 years and she's rushing you into a marriage. You need to spend years with a chick, easily 5, maybe 6, and living together and all that. This girl's playing his whole life ahead of him, and they barely even know each other. But you have to be careful. And this is why young guys that don't have a lot of options with girls and finally get some girl to pay attention to them, they'll do anything to keep them, and they'll rush into relationships like this. And a lot of guys will fall victim of that are usually in their late 20s or 30s because these young gals are done riding the carousel with the bad boys, and they want some nice guy to provide. And it ends terrible for them. So, some of the comments. This first one is from a woman. And she says, not the a-hole. This woman writer says she wants a wedding, not a marriage. Your feelings are just as important as hers. Physical intimacy is important to you. And she's basically trying to gaslight you about fixing the issues surrounding it just to get married. You are not holding your relationship hostage. You're trying to fix a real issue in your relationship that she doesn't want to face. It may be better to break up now rather than resenting her in the future or end up in a bitter divorce. I think it might be time for the one last serious conversation, and if nothing changes, then it's time to move on. You two may just not be compatible anymore. And again, this is from a woman saying this thing flat out. She doesn't want a wedding. She doesn't want a marriage. She wants a wedding. They're not compatible on many fronts. Another one. This guy says, and also, she wants a wedding, not a marriage. This is the right answer. She is a child who wants to play house and post about it on Instagram, not an adult who wants to contribute in a meaningful way to an adult relationship. With give and take, that balances the needs and wishes of multiple people who themselves have conflicting wishes. Classic case of outcome orientation instead of effort orientation. She is only interested in reaching the goalpost, but not in putting in the consistent and reliable effort. Right. And she's probably a pretty girl and used to getting her way and figures that I'm always going to get my way. And again, hooking up once a month. They're together 2 years and at best hooking up once a month. Come on here. Unless she's been to a doctor and can be proven medically she's got issues, no, not buying it all. She's probably getting it from Chad and Tyrone. The guy she really wanted, she's probably still hooking up with it. She's with Mr. Nice Guy here, hoping he puts a ring on her finger. Another guy says, not the a-hole. She's the one checking boxes. She's in her late 20s and all her friends are getting married. Those 2 boxes mean she needs a ring right now. It is ridiculous. Frankly, I think your relationship is doomed. You have sex less than 12 times a year, and haven't even lived together yet. Pump the brakes hard. Yeah, they haven't even lived together yet. And I said before in yesterday's video, if he married her, I guarantee you that once a month would turn into once a year at best, and then probably so she could have a baby. Now the guy says here, not the a-hole. You aren't sexually incompatible. You're just incompatible. Just because the thing you don't agree on is sex doesn't make your concerns any less valid. Also, the only one making your relationship into a checklist is her. She accused him of making a checklist in their relationship, and I was like, please. She's in a relationship. Now she wants a ring, then a house in the suburbs, then a dog. She has a list of things that she wants, but she's unwilling to deal with the emotional side of the relationship when she has to make the effort. Because she thinks she's the queen. She's God's gift to humanity. She's literally telling you that she has planned your whole life with her and that any deviation from her plan is unacceptable and makes you a bad person. Is this kind of person you want to be with in a relationship right now? Is this the kind of person you want to be with in the future? If the answer is no, it's time to end it. Yes, run. Another guy says here, and this guy writes this in giant letters, this sentence: do not even think about marrying this woman. If you're having any intimacy problems now, it will only get worse. He says, break up, find someone who's sexually compatible. She's putting pressure on you because she's almost 30 years old and her friends are married. Don't make the mistake I made of believing someone could change over time like their libido. If we just get married, it will never ever happen. And you'll just waste the prime of your life with someone who doesn't ever want to have sex with you because you're married. So many boneheads out there believe that, oh, when we get married, we're going to be hooking up all the time and blah, blah, blah. Wrong. Talk to any married guys and they'll fucking tell you. Now, there are exceptions, of course, but it's also like a lot of guys think that if I move in with my girlfriend, how great it's going to be. I'm going to save all this money and we're going to now be able to hook up all the time. And you move in with her, and then you're going to see the real her, where just like a guy when he's at home is usually in sweatpants and his hair's sticking up and he's a mess, she's looking the same way. She's not so appealing like she is when she does herself up to go out with you. And you're not hooking up all the time, amongst many other things. And last one, this is from a woman. I'm going to end this with a woman's quote. She says, I'm a woman, and honestly, if all I got it was 2 times a month, that just wouldn't work. I respect people who don't need much intimacy, but I need that. The sexual parts. And also the cuddles, massages, kisses, and whispers, all of it. I finally had the most amazing man who is on the same wavelength as I. It's a reciprocating relationship. Equal in intimacy. Be honest with yourself. Not saying don't give it a chance, but I feel her intimacy will dwindle after a few months. And you're signing up for a lifetime. Exactly. Now, what she should be saying is, ain't gonna work. And she just, like the other girl said, she wants a ceremony, not a marriage, but fair enough. So you got women coming on here posting and saying this is a bad idea. See, when you got girls saying this, that'll tell you everything you need to know. So anyway, wanted to follow up. And I'm going to be paying attention if he has any real updates in this whole situation. But terrible, terrible mistake staying with her. So guys, you relationship guys, do not be pressured to do anything you're not ready to do. They give you an ultimatum, you run. Because you caved an ultimatum, there'll be more ultimatums. And you're going to be miserable. You can determine how your life's going to go. All right? But the problem is guys that get roped into these things, get pressured, are ones that don't have a lot going on for them. And that's why these women choose them, because they can walk all over and get their way. And eventually, they're out there promoting open relationships, open marriages, cheating on them, and it's a big fucking mess. In the end of the day, the guy will lose. So don't let this happen to you.